What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is December the 23rd. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is really focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data, we did have ADP, the weekly, coming in at 11,000, give or take. Market was somewhat okay with that, accepted it. I think generally the big thing for today was GDP, which came in at 4.3%, forecast of 3.2. Extremely epic stuff. Although with this very positive data, you kind of have the market moving a little bit lower. Nothing significant. It does look like the dip is getting bought, but initially for face value, I think the market didn't really like that amazing beat, only because if the economy is expanding at a very fast rate, that really is a natural deterrent in the eyes of the Feds to cut rates. Even though technically what the Feds have stated is the big concerns are labor as well as housing, market clearly sees this as kind of a red flag. Still, nonetheless, though, if the economy is doing very, very well, maybe you don't need to cut any rates, possibly, but we'll have to wait and see how that does kind of work out. But I do believe that the market is going to kind of buy this dip. So even though it kind of went down slightly, still might be a good opportunity to kind of get in. Aside from that, though, fear and greed index is under the greed category. So in theory, people's appetite for risk is improving. Getting right to it, SOFI is down slightly. I think even prior to technically the GDP news, SOFI was starting to consolidate a little bit. Nothing really for news from them, so no news, no SEC filings. Shorts are returning about 54,000 shares, 9.21% of the free floats being shorted, works as be 114 million shares overall are being shorted. Aside from that, with it at 27.05, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 26.63 and then 27.51 is going to be the next strong target and support level. So in my opinion, I do feel, like I said, the dip is going to get bought up. Possibly not to that 27.51, but still probably stuck within this range. Aside from that, though, NIO is down slightly. During the overnight trading, in fact, it did hit 490. So definitely not looking too great. And I think NIO right now is starting to also break based on the technicals. So in my dedicated NIO video yesterday, I said that if it does fail to get above like 506 by today, then anticipate further consolidation. Nothing really concrete coming out from the company itself, though. Shorts don't really, looks like they're not really doing anything this morning, so that's rather odd. Normally they're very active in either one direction, but 7.63% of the free floats being shorted, which does work out to be 155 million shares overall are being shorted. Right now, though, with that 495, it is smack dab in the middle between this S1 and this S2, so 473, 526 is going to be the next strong support and resistance. I'm looking at the 1-day chart, so that's very strong support and resistance points. Looking at the 1 minute, so for those of you that want to day trade today, 495 is pretty much on that. So if it does break below that 495, then 490 will be that next strong kind of support level. So just watch for those to hold. Moving on, ticker is SIDU. So this one has been very hot. Yesterday went up 97.41%. This morning, it's obviously pulling back because one of my biggest pet peeves is a stock starting to build up some good momentum, and then you have dilution, or at least an issuance. And that's exactly what the company did after hours. So they submitted a S3. So they obviously take advantage of the little hype that they did get, and they decided to kind of take advantage of it. In my opinion, I don't really like that. Coming from a company standpoint, of course, I understand that you need money. Like the market cap is only 80 million, give or take. So I'm sure that they do need quite a lot of money going forward, but still coming from a momentum standpoint, this type of stuff is a killer. Doesn't mean it's down and out just yet, but definitely I'm sure it did hit the momentum, like stopped it, at least for today. Right now, shorts are increasing 868,000 shares. So definitely shorts are going to be circling the stock like sharks today. 20.47% of the free float is being shorted, which does work out to be 7.17 million shares overall being shorted. So anticipate them to be fairly active. Right now with that at $1.39, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. So still doing fairly well in comparison to a lot of other growth stocks. $1.33, then $1.48 is going to be the next strong support and target. moving on from here, ticker is SOC. So they are up about 18% because of this right here. So they did put out a 8K early this morning, just saying that they got the rubber stamp that they are able to restart plan for the Los Flores pipeline system. So pretty good stuff for that. I don't really know too much about the day-to-day operations of this company, so clearly this is a very big deal. Right now, though, shorts are increasing about 28,000 shares, 34.18% of the free float's being shorted. So anticipate them to be fairly active, although DTC is sitting at 4.09 days, so it does signal that shorts are relatively overextended. Right now with it at 9.15, it is trading between this R2 and this R1, so 841 and then 989 is going to be the next strong target / support levels. So just kind of watch for either of those. In my opinion, I do feel that it will possibly consolidate a little bit and then have a burst higher within the first about 1 hour of the trading day. So let me know your thoughts on that. And then last but not least, RZLV. This stock has been extremely volatile, but we've been seeing some fairly good volume. They did put out news this morning saying that RZLV AI accelerates global momentum with live enterprise deployments and so forth and so forth. So my biggest issue with RZLV is I think generally they are in a good sector, and I actually do cover RZLV on one of my other YouTube channels, but the problem is that they love to do PR blitzes, and so they like to put out news all the time, in my opinion, to try to get algorithmic trading to push it higher, because Dan, the CEO, clearly sees RZLV at a pretty deep discounted price. But again, I think today's news is just crap. It's just fluff. So they're starting to not really put out good, credible news. Like they should have just left it at December the 19th, that news, where they kind of announced a investor and also analyst call on January the 13th. So they should have just left it at that, because that was concrete, that was solid. Today's news is just like, I don't know, they're just trying too hard to put out news, in my opinion, of course. So let me know your viewpoint on that, but clearly market isn't really buying into this news whatsoever. Shorts are increasing a very impressive 586 shares. That is it. 16.1% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 19 million shares. So shorts are starting to kind of get into this stock, which isn't usually a good sign. Right now with it at 283, it is trading between this pivot and this S1, so 271, just watch for that today. And then 337 is going to be the next strong kind of point, target, I mean. And then looking at the 1 minute, right here, it's about 271 and then 286 as support and targets. So use the 1 minute if you're looking for swing trades, day trades, or whatever else. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Are you buying anything? Are you selling anything? What's your kind of general thoughts? This is going to be my last pre-market video. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually switching to just doing live streams, or at least trying to do one if there's good information and data to actually talk about. So I will be kind of transitioning to doing that, but primarily if you are a member of any of the YouTube channels, if you join the Patreon or Stacked. So I'm going to be kind of just doing that as a benefit for them. If you want to join Stacked, I did lower it down to $1.50 for the day trades. So if you get in, it'll be $1.50 per month and it will never increase. So definitely take advantage of that if you want. But like I said, I think going forward, this will be my last actual full day trade type of video, pre-market video. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Like I said, pop over to the Stacked account, take advantage of that promo that I just put out. And with all that said, appreciate all of you watching.